Once upon a time, in a peaceful kingdom, lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She had once been happy living with her loving mother and father. But after her mother passed away, her father remarried a woman with 2 daughters of her own. Soon after, her father too passed away, leaving Cinderella at the mercy of her wicked stepmother and selfish stepsisters. From that day on, Cinderella was treated like a servant in her own home. While her stepsisters wore fancy clothes and lounged around, she did all the cleaning, cooking, and laundry. She slept in the attic by the fireplace, and her face was often covered with ashes, hence the nickname Cinderella. Despite the hardships, Cinderella remained gentle and hopeful. She found joy in small things, singing with birds, helping animals, and dreaming of a better life. One day, a grand announcement was made across the kingdom. The king is hosting a royal ball to find a bride for the prince. Every young lady is invited. Cinderella's heart leapt with excitement. She ran to her stepmother. "May I go to the ball?" she asked. Her stepmother sneered. "You a ball? You have nothing to wear." But Cinderella hoped that if she finished all her chores, she might still go. So she worked hard and even found an old dress of her mother's. With the help of her animal friends, she added ribbons and pearls to make it beautiful. But when her stepsisters saw her ready, they laughed and tore the dress to shreds. "Now you really can't go," they mocked, and left her crying alone. Just then, as her tears fell, a soft light filled the garden. A kind old woman appeared. "Don't cry, child," she said. "I am your fairy godmother, and tonight you shall go to the ball." With a wave of her wand, she turned a pumpkin into a golden carriage, mice into white horses, a rat into a coachman, and Cinderella's rags into a glittering gown with glass slippers. But remember, the fairy godmother warned the magic ends at midnight. Cinderella arrived at the palace, dazzling everyone. The prince noticed her instantly and asked her to dance. They danced the entire evening, lost in conversation and laughter. No one knew who she was, not even her stepsisters. But as the clock neared midnight, Cinderella remembered the warning. "I must go!" she cried, and ran from the palace. In her haste, one of her glass slippers slipped off, and she disappeared into the night. Heartbroken, the prince declared, "I will marry the girl whose foot fits this slipper." He sent his men across the kingdom. Every young lady tried, but the slipper wouldn't fit anyone. Finally, they arrived at Cinderella's house. Her stepsisters tried and failed. When Cinderella asked to try, they laughed. "She's just a servant." But the slipper fit perfectly. To everyone's shock, Cinderella also pulled out the other glass slipper from her pocket. Heartbroken, the prince arrived soon after, and when he saw Cinderella again, he knew she was the one. They got married in a grand celebration, and Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters, though she no longer lived with them. From then on, Cinderella lived in the palace, not because she was beautiful, but because she was kind, brave, and true to herself. And so they lived happily ever after.